This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. We have Identitech, Andreas Glasel, Steve Aldersley, Anthony Coleman, Ray Schuster, David Dockery, Kurt David, and Aubrey Coper. Thank you all so much for sponsoring this video, supporting my channel and my family. I appreciate it highly. Well. Hi, everyone. How you all doing? I hope you're all well. Today, we have a Patreon poll album, kind of taking a break in the middle of our Morrissey binge, which has been quite enjoyable, I must say. I've really been enjoying these albums. We have done Viva Hate, Bonadrag, and Your Arsenal, and we still have Vauxhall and I and You Are the Quarry to do, and I may tack on Southpaw Grammar. I'm not sure yet. Maybe. Kind of up in the air on that one, but taking a break in the midst of that to do a Patreon poll album. And I picked just 4 random things that have just kind of been sitting in my list of things to listen to for a while. This one won Grand Prix by Teenage Fanclub, just barely edged out Star Sailor by Tim Buckley. I thought that one was going to win. And then after that we have It'll End in Tears and The Hour of Bewilderbeast. Those were just kind of random albums I've had on my list for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give them a chance, see what happens. And Grand Prix won. I know I have some Teenage Fan Club fans on my Discord, so it's kind of, I thought This Mortal Coil would do better, honestly, but no surprise that Teenage Fan Club won. So I know next to nothing about Teenage Fan Club. They're a Scottish band. They have done several albums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, apparently still going. Grand Prix is their 5th album, classified as alt-rock, power pop, and jangle pop. Now, the only other band I've heard of that's classified as power pop is Weezer. So I don't assume that's a very good, reference point for Teenage Fan Club, but I don't know. I'm going into this 100% blind. I've never heard any of these songs as far as I know. So I think we're just going to hop right in and get a taste of this. I want to see how Scottish they are. On the Wikipedia, described as breathtakingly superb album with finely honed dynamics, nagging harmonies, and deceptively simple lyrics. Winsome and reflective. Interesting. I don't remember who recommended this or when, but it's been on the list for a while. So let's dive in, guys. Let's see what this is all about. 42 minutes about you. Weird. I can't quite put my finger on this. This seems like a mix of a lot of different elements of things I've heard before. I definitely hear the power pop aspect with like just very basic kind of power chords on a guitar. And it's not like super melodic or poppy. That was just kind of a more straightforward rock song. It came out in 95. Interesting. I'm going to keep listening to more and see if I can kind of pinpoint how, not like, I think it's good, but like pinpoint kind of what this reminds me of, or like this seems like it is either influenced by something or will go on to influence other things. But I'm getting that kind of sense of importance, in terms of like the music. But anyway, Sparky's Dream. I feel like I'm trying to distill this down to like it's this band meets this band. And I'm having a hard time doing that, but I'm getting a lot of like it's like I'm a coffee or like whiskey taster. It's like I'm getting a lot of notes of different things. Um like I feel this is a Scottish band, but I'm getting a lot of Britpop vibes, like a lot of Oasis vibes from this. With the power pop element, it seems kind of a little like rough and raw to some degree in terms of the instrumentation, but it has that kind of twee aspect with like the vocals. Um, I got some Laws vibes, the Laws, which were somewhat contemporaneous. That their album came out in '90, but also classified in a very similar way, like an alt rock jangle pop kind of thing. Um, this is really interesting. I dig it. Like I do genuinely dig this. I don't know if I love it. Like repeated listens will bear that out. But I'm enjoying this just on first listen. It's very simple music. Um, I'm just trying to like kind of grasp like what this is. Like I'm this it feels like another kind of like missing link sort of album or band, where it's like all this other stuff that I've heard around it in that time frame is like suddenly making this make sense. And so I'm still kind of wrapping my head around that. But let's continue to trudge on. Mellow Doubt.
It gives me pain. I think of you. These feelings don't go away.
Elliott Smith.
In the perfect place. Deep in your eyes. What I must do. Nothing is great.
Like I said, Elliott Smith, like very, like even with the vocal style, it's kind of weird. Um, I, I like there's like a lack of reverb, like very much so, but that makes the instrumentation, the production very interesting. Because it's like it's rough and it's raw, but it's like it's immediate and in the moment it doesn't linger. And even with like an acoustic song like that, it's very like kind of crisp and kind of brittle almost. Um, interesting, interesting. I'm I'm saying really interesting and unique things and giving you a unique perspective on music. Please don't pass the like button. Don't scroll past. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't look back.
If I could find the words to say, essentially, you don't hang out. Hope's never gonna teach me. Understand if I must say, I give a day, stretching time to stay. Don't look back. Empty feet. Don't look back.
Solid stuff. I dig it. I'm also getting Cake vibes. I don't know if that's like just me, but it's this like this alt rock kind of vibe that's just sort of it has that very melodic kind of twee element, but it is like a rockier thing. Like I would never classify like Belle and Sebastian as a rock band. They're more of like a pop band, But I am getting some slight Cake vibes as well from some of this music. Sort of in this just the simplicity of like the power pop elements, I guess. But good. I'm digging it so far. I haven't disliked anything. Verisimilitude. It was kind of a like an album track, you know, where it's like some people might call it filler, but it's like that wasn't a bad song, but it wasn't like a standout track. That's just kind of like a good track for album flow, right? Like going just like listening straight through. It's like that's a nice kind of breather sort of track. Neil Young. Get it? Like Neil Young and Carl Jung. So I guess it's Neil Jung, but let's see what we got.
You had a girlfriend that wasn't good enough. Get undressed for you, stressed for you, distorting, going nowhere. Couldn't take the pain and left it when she moved away from you. She was confused.
I actually got some Ziggy Stardust vibes from some of the guitar in that, like the from Ziggy Stardust. Kind of had some elements of that in there. Um, yeah, I'm getting like this '90s Britpop vibe, like this Oasis vibe from a couple of these tracks. They're all sort of doing different things, and I think it kind of depends on the writers as well, because it says here on Wikipedia that there's like basically three different writers who kind of alternate on some of these songs. Like this guy wrote the Mellow Doubt track, and so on and so forth. So it's not like a super consistent album in terms of like tone, I guess. It's pulling from a lot of different, well, not a lot of different things, but various different things, song to song. Um, and that was kind of another sort of like, I felt the same way about that one as I did Verisimilitude. Um, just kind of felt like a passing track. It wasn't bad, but I preferred some of the earlier ones like Don't Look Back and Sparky's Dream. Anyway, we're about halfway through. Tears?
There's no future, so don't fake it. When everything becomes unclear, true feelings remain unspoken.
Nice little simple, quick piano song. I feel like Teenage Fan Club is the kind of band that Wes Anderson would put in one of his movies, you know? Just like some random obscure Teenage Fan Club song. Wouldn't surprise me. Good. Disco Light. The Light Disco.
'Cause you light me up in what I'm doing. Can grow you everywhere you'll ever need. Think there's a better place to see. Get your mind made up There's a light inside your. Get your mind made up on me. Got another thing to be.
I'm going to do it. Okay, ready? Oasis meets Belle and Sebastian meets Elliott Smith. It's a pretty good distillation of everything I'm hearing so far, I think. Because you got like this Britpop rock of Oasis, this like twee vocals of Belle and Sebastian, and then like the vocal style of Elliott Smith with some of these as well. And like and to just kind of like round that all off, it's just like quality 90s alt rock with a interesting personality, you know? I feel like that's kind of like what I should say at the end, but I'm just kind of coming to terms with that now. Um, oh, look at this. Say No as opposed to Say Yes by Elliott Smith. How about that? Although Elliott Smith, that was 97 when he did Either Or, right? So this was pre Elliott Smith to a large degree. Maybe Elliott Smith ripped off Teenage Fan Club. I feel like Jeff Goldblum now. Yes, quite interesting. Yes. Say No. Let's see what this is like.
Say no. I know you're gonna stay to say no. I know. I'll go anywhere at all with only one song to say no.
I think this album might be, I don't know, I don't want to say it's too long because it's only 42 minutes. And I'll reserve this judgment completely for the end, but it feels like there's some tracks slash ideas that are just kind of a little irrelevant or aren't as fully fleshed out and seem kind of demo-ish. Like that song was just kind of there. It didn't do a whole lot. It was just like a couple little melodies and then it was done. And like honestly, album probably could have been better without it. Could have been a little tighter. And whenever I say like an album is better without a song, it's not necessarily a knock on the song because that song wasn't like terrible. I'm just speaking in terms of like the album itself, and it's like if you take out one little like weaker piece, then it's not only shorter, but it kind of improves the potency of all the tracks within it, right? So it's like if you're going to do a long, massive album, then or a longer album, you know, every track should have its place. Everything should be really tight. And some of the albums I've listened to, there's been, like, for example, The Next Day by David Bowie. I remember there was probably 3 or 4 tracks, at least 3 that I would have cut to make it a little shorter. It was like a 50-some minute album. And if I'd cut those, they're fine songs, but if you take them out, it makes the album shorter and therefore increases the potency and efficacy, there's a big word for you, of the tracks within the album itself. So that's kind of what I mean when I talk about things like that. But going places.
Found emotion, found my head was blowing. Drank the ocean, kicked my feet off the ground. I'll embrace it.
This really is like a Oasis meets Elliott Smith kind of thing. It's sort of remarkable. Like I'm getting a lot of Elliott Smith vibes, especially in some of these later songs. You got a little bit of that twee aspect in the first half, but I'm getting more of that kind of 90s. I don't even know what you would call Elliott Smith. He wasn't like emo. It was a very specific tone to Elliott Smith, and I'm getting that same tone here. I dug that one though. That was solid. It felt like a final track though. which was kind of weird since there's 3 more. But let's go. I'll make it clear.
Think they know us, they can't show us anymore. It's never been like this. Make it clear, I love you dear, dear. Stumbled into your life to brush the past.
Another album track, just kind of there, fine. I Gotta Know.
I got a feeling I know what I mean. I know. I got a feeling I know what I need. Always believing, I'll always believe. I gotta know.
That wasn't bad. It was like a somewhat low key one. Um, I dig some of the, not all of them, but a lot of the solos in some of these songs. They're melodic, but they're also kind of unexpected, and they keep you on your toes. Um, yeah, quality stuff. So very short song for the finale here. Hardcore slash ballad.
You're my friend.
Here's ballad.
Way above them all. Is yours, as yours is mine.
What a bizarre choice for a final track. Yeah, like if I had my way, I would cut like a couple tracks, like Say No, maybe like Discolite, or I'll Make It Clear. Um, but like I Gotta Know is a good penultimate track, and then Going Places is a fantastic final track, I think. Like if I had to do something to this album, that's what I would do. But there it is. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. I have no idea if this is something I'll come back to all that much. There is a lot I like about it, but I don't come back to things like Oasis or Belle and Sebastian or Elliott Smith all that much, even though I hold them in high regard. Oasis, not a ton. I don't love Oasis, but they're fine. But like I hold Elliott Smith in pretty high regard. It's just not something I return to all that much. But there is some pop appeal to some of this. And this is a cool one to kind of show to other people, I think, to show that I'm smart and music man. Anyway, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. That was a solid one. Yes, so we'll resume with Vauxhall and I, apparently Morrissey's like best album, according to some people. Very eager to get to that one. That'll be next week. I don't think I have anything else to add. I do want to start doing some classic discussions of albums, things like In the Airplane Over the Sea, etc., etc. I said I wanted to get to that. I'll hopefully start doing that soon. Been pretty busy the past couple of weeks with just a variety of things. But if you want to be part of that discussion or kind of know when that's going to happen, head on over to the Discord. My Discord link is in the description. We have about 50 or so members. We have some fun over there. Post some memes. Yeah. Anyway, that is all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, please subscribe. It means a lot. Comment if you have some opinions you want to share. Liking the video helps as well. And then, of course, we have Patreon if you want to help. If you want to vote in these kind of patron polls, all you need to contribute is $1 a month, which is nothing. And that'll get you access to these polls when they show up, and you can kind of vote on which album you want me to listen to out of 4 albums that I choose. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Godspeed.